Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you're new here, my name is Elena Kimaru. Welcome to the family. Make sure you actually subscribe down below and also hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a video. And on today's video, I wanted us to talk about my internship experience. So let's just say it's story time for the first time, and I wanted to talk about my internship experience, how it was, and the lessons I learned, and especially I want us to talk about what I feel like employers need to do better with internships and attachments, and especially in Kenya. So basically, I did a degree in travel and tours operation management, and you need to go for two internships or attachments so that you can actually qualify for your degree. And in Kenya, it's such a hassle to even get a simple internship where no one is paying you even a single cent. It's so hard. So if it's so hard getting an internship, what do you think about jobs? It's even super hard and maybe even frustrating. So basically, when I was in second year, I had to go for an internship, and I think when I was in third year, just before I could get to fourth year. And yeah, my first internship experience, I sent a lot of applications. I got the letter of recommendation from school. I tried sending out the letter plus my my CV and all that, looking for the internship, but then it was hard. It was so hard. So I finally got a department in the government. I don't know even if I should give names, but yeah, it was that. And what happened is, we were like so many of us looking for the same internship, and they didn't have the capacity to do that. You're supposed to go for an internship for like 3 months so that you can get that sort of work experience and be exposed to the industry and all that. And what happened, they didn't have enough opportunities for people, so they were like, instead of 3 months, you guys will go for 1.5 months. And then, because we used to have like logbooks, you have to log in the time you get into the workplace, the activities you did for that day, sort of like the lessons you learned, like sort of like a bit of writing your progress, and things you think that can be done better and all that. So you have a logbook that needs to be filled, data for 3 months, but someone tells you that they can only give you an internship for 1.5 months, and you've actually been trying to get one, and it's been almost impossible. So what are you even supposed to do? So I was like, you know what, looks like this is my only opportunity to get this degree. Oh my god, it's sad. So finally, what happened, as the friends we had applied with, so we were selected, they were like, okay, we will take 2 of you right now, and then 1.5 months later we will take the other 2. So my friends happened to be the first ones to go for the internship, and I stayed at home waiting for that time when I'll go for my internship. And funny thing is that now they started telling me about the experience. They're like, oh, we've been when you go to the workplace, there's no much work they'll give you. Most of the times they would just idle, like wanaketi chini tu, hakuna kitu wanafanya. No one is giving them work to do. So it's like, when you're a student, you don't even have fare. Wacha venye saizi watu wanakula fare, ati unatumua fare, unakula fare. Your time you have to fulfill that requirement so that you can get your degree, na hauna hata your fare ni kutafuta tu, and then you spend that fare, you go to an office, and someone does not even give you work to do. So it's like the whole day you're like, you're just watching people, or maybe you do very little work. And something else, they were like, oh, there's no work. And then another thing came up. They were like, oh, so it's a government office. They used to have a lady who used to do cleaning, and they would prepare tea for the staff at the office and all that. So the lady would usually sometimes not come to work like for a whole week. I don't know what were her reasons. But what used to happen, because you are the interns, now you have to be the ones like almost cleaning the office, and also like making tea for the people in the office. I don't know. So imagine umechoma fare, Umechoma fare ukaenda job, ukaenda internship, unafikiria venye man niko huku hivi, I'll learn, I'll do a lot of work, and then somebody tells you enda jikoni ukatupike chai. Like, go cook us some tea. What? I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, it's just my personal opinion, but I feel like growing up, I had a lot of time I spent cooking tea at home. I did not have to go to an office to cook tea as sort of work experience. Really, I don't know about you, but that was it. So I'm like, okay, so are you guys cooking tea? They're like, yeah, we do it in turns. So if XYZ does X does it today, Y does it tomorrow, and you know, keeps going round until the lady comes back to the office. So I was like, okay. So I was actually taking notes. I was like, oh, okay, when my turn comes, okay. Anyway, so when the time came, I went to the office, you know. I went to the office, and of course the same thing was happening because it's the same office. But now, at least for me, I had a heads up. Somebody had already told me that this is what you should expect. This is how they do things at the office. So when I got there, first day, 2 days, 3 days, and then like a week later, the lady does not show up to the office again. So it's like the same thing keeps happening. The lady does not show up to the office, and of course, as interns, we are told, oh, you have to cook tea. We were 2 of us. So what happened, I was already prepared. I used to have ulcers back then, and I used to really not, I didn't used to take tea. So for me, that was like a very big excuse. So the first day I prepared the tea, and then I did not take the tea. And then some lady asked me, hey, mbona ukunywi chai? I was like, oh, you know, I usually have ulcers, and so I don't take tea. So it caught them by surprise, and from that time, that thing of having ulcers, it really saved me. Imagine I never cooked that tea. I think they kind of like felt guilty, because if I don't cook tea, how then do they even ask me to to prepare the tea for them? It looks weird, like, oh, you're making someone prepare tea, it's not their job, and they don't even partake in the tea. Yeah, and that's how that's how I was saved from cooking tea in the office. Yeah, but cleaning them, I remember there was a time I was like, man, like there was a whole bookshelf in the office of books, and somebody has been employed to clean and to cook. The shelves were dusty, and at some point everybody in the office was, you know, like they got a cold and they would sneeze. And at some point I was like, you know what, if someone is not gonna do something about this, I'll just wipe the shelves. But yeah, it was, I don't know, I would say it was a very horrible experience. I can't really say that I learned a lot of stuff. No, it was more of wasting time. By the way, I think internship experiences, I don't know about other people, but for me it was a total waste of time. And then I remember back then, I've shared my story how when I was still in campus, I started doing like a business. I would do handmade stuff. So I would imagine, damn, I've spent like 8 hours in the office and I did not even learn anything. I wasted my time, my fare, and there was no learning. It was just horrible. Why lie? And then something else is that I remember almost everyone would leave the office so early. Like sometimes there are some people who would come late, like around 10 a.m., have the tea, and then leave. And then they would come around 2 p.m., they would carry their bags and they would leave. And the one person who would most of the times remain was the receptionist, because at the end of the day, if visitors came, they need to find someone there who can welcome them, tell them more about the company, and probably give them, like, you know, a bit of services. And also even for her, sometimes by 4, because I think we used to leave, was it 5? Yeah, she would leave like an hour earlier, and as interns, we didn't have an option. We had to be the last people to leave. Just imagine. So I'm the last person to leave the office, probably the first person or maybe the second person to enter the office. and the whole day I've spent my time there. I didn't learn anything. I didn't do much, you know. Although there are those times when maybe somebody would feel pressed for work with their workload, especially those people who would come and leave just anytime they wanted. So when they feel like they need to offload, they would be like, yo, can you do this favor for me? And since you're an intern, why would you even say no? And especially if there's nothing else you're doing. So anyway, you would almost end up doing like repetitive tasks, not necessarily learning anything. Yeah, and that's how I spent my internship, my first internship, you know, at a place where I really just didn't learn, or even I didn't offer much, because I was there, they had the energy, I had the time, but people were not utilizing my resources or my skills, and you know, or allowing me to be of any use to them. And then the second time I did a post attachment or internship, and what happened is I got an internship at a very prestigious tour firm. I will not say which one, yeah. But I guess it was still the same thing. The first thing people felt, I guess the employees there felt like they're threatened. They felt like, oh, they are here, they're already done with school, maybe they'll actually take away our jobs, you know. So what they did is, I remember there are some things we learned, like air ticketing in school. So of course when you go for your internship, you expect now you'll actually do like the real thing. You'll be able to book flights for people and all that, and I was super excited. I was like, damn, finally I'm going to learn and I'm going to do something. But when I went for that internship, the same thing happened. People don't want to give you anything, they don't want to teach you, so you just be seated at the desk. You know, you're waiting for someone to like be like, yo, Kimaru, come help me here. But really, hakuna mtu alikuwa anakupea job. So same thing happened. I just spent a lot of time, wasting time and all that. But there were two, either you could work behind the desk, or you could actually go and collect credit from institutions. And I think most of the times what I did is I spent in the field, like going for those trips with the people who were collecting credit from institutions. And the same thing also with them, it's like you are kind of like a flower girl, you know, flower girl and all, because there was nothing else you could do. They would work with their files and papers, you would accompany them, you would hop into the vehicle, you go to the institutions, and they'll go get the invoices, they'll go pay whatever they need to pay. And maybe what they will do is like probably introduce you, hey, I'm with Kimaru here, my colleague, we work with her. And that was it. There was nothing else. So technically, it was exhausting. It was exhausting to be part of a team where you don't necessarily have any input to give or anything you would learn. I thought, for me, when I heard of internship, I was always super excited. I was like, yay, I'll be attached somewhere, I'll give my time, my energy, I'll be there ready to learn, I would do things differently. Like, I was super excited. I don't know, I'm those kind of people who are always on their toes. Even right now, I don't know, especially because I work from home, sometimes I even think I overwork myself. So I was constantly looking for something to do, and even trying to create like tasks, but it was super impossible. So I don't know what your internship experience was, but I would say for me, I would say it was almost horrible for both of them, because I didn't learn a lot, and also I feel like they did not utilize my energy, my time well, and my experience or expertise. I feel like there would have been things I would have done that would have added value to the companies or to the places I was attached. And I've had these stories a lot, people saying that they go to internship places, you're also supposed to like do different tasks, learn from one department to another and all that, but most of the times people always say like, oh, I went there kazi tulikuwa tunapewa, we just used to do data entry. Those are like repetitive tasks. If you learn how to do data entry today and you do it for 2 weeks, and again and after 1 week, and according to the system, you're supposed to actually hop from one department to the other so that you can learn stuff like work ethic, working with people in different work environments, like even learn things that are outside the classroom or the lecture. But if you go to our workplace and the only thing you're doing is data entry, seriously guys, employers, you have young people out here who are so talented, they are energetic, they are eager, they are ready to learn, they are ready to give their input. And what are you doing about it? Really? So my take, I feel like employers need to do better. If you are an employer, people are out here, they have the energy, they have the time and all that. Just make sure that you have a structure. You know, if you really want to take interns, it's their time they're spending to be there. There's no need for them to be attached to an institution, or you know, where there is actually nothing they're doing. You know, it's a waste of time. Have a structure. If you really want people to work with you, like give them tasks, allow them to learn, and keep them on their toes, because I know even students sometimes they can be very, I don't know, you know. So you need to like inculcate something in them when they are attached to your workplace. Otherwise, it's a total waste of your time and their time, and there's no need for that. Because if you're not ready for them, then don't play, you know, that game of, oh, let me just attach you, and then someone comes to your workplace and there's nothing they're doing. I believe we can do better, and I believe the students deserve better, and your company or your, you know, organization deserves better and deserves some level of input if you're going to bring somebody on board. So yeah, that's my take. I don't know what your internship experience has been, but let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching my videos. Until the next video, bye.